Hello everyone, welcome to Vishesh Educational Videos. In this video, I am explaining 2D transformations in computer graphics. So let me begin with the explanation. If you are not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. To get the notification of my new videos, please click the bell icon. So before understanding 2D transformations, we need to know what is transformation first. First thing you need to know here is transformation can be applied to objects. So our object can be triangle, rectangle, pentagon, etc. You can take any object. So that object, right? The transformation can be applied to that object, right? So now what is a transformation? So far you know that transformation can be applied to objects, and my objects can be triangle, rectangle, pentagon, etc. Now what is a transformation? Transformation means you can manipulate your object, right? So what is the manipulation? Manipulation means you can move your object from one position to another position, or you can increase the size of the object, decrease the size of the object, rotate the object, likewise, right guys? So here you can observe there that the object is transferred from one form to another when you translate it from one position to another position. So what happens there? So object transformation is changed, right? So in simple words, transformation means you can manipulate. Manipulation means you can rotate your object, you can increase the size of your object, or you can decrease the size of your object, or you can move your object from one position to another position, right? So this is a transformation. Right, now what are the different types of transformations? In transformation, mainly in 2D transformation, here I am considering three types here. The first one is a translation, second one is a rotation, and third one is a scaling here. So these are the three different types of transformations that can be applied on two-dimensional objects. Here I am talking about 2D transformations, right guys? Now we will see this each transformations in detail. So now what is translation? It is very simple. Translation means you can move your object from one position to other position. That is, you can change the position of the object. Getting guys? So translation means you can move the object from one position to other position. You can change the position. And to do this, here we need two translation parameters. That parameters are nothing but tx and ty, right? Tx is nothing but translation with respect to x-axis. Ty is nothing but translation with respect to y-axis. You know that here we are using 2D transformation, right? That's why we need only two axes, x-axis and y-axis. That's why tx is nothing but a translation with respect to x-axis. Ty is translation with respect to y-axis. Here, to explain this translation, I am considering an example here. So here I am considering a point p of x comma y. This is my word point, and p dash of x dash comma y dash, that is my new point. So see here. So here, see the highlighter. This is my old point p, that is p of x comma y. I moved this point to new position, that is p dash. See, I moved this point to new position, that is p dash. I transferred this point, right? Understanding guys? I moved this point. Translation means what? You can move from one position to another position, right? So this is my old point p of x comma y. I moved this point to new position, that is p dash of x dash comma y dash. Getting guys? So but you can see here how I moved this means using a translation factor, that is tx and ty. You can see here this point is moved in x direction. Also it is not moving only in horizontally, it's moving vertically also, little bit upwards also there, right? That's why tx and ty, it is moving in x-axis also, it's moving in y-axis also. That's why I am considering translation parameter tx and ty. So you can see here x plus tx gives x dash value, y plus ty gives y dash value. X dash and y dash are what? These are the new coordinates. X comma y is the old coordinates. X dash y dash are the new coordinates. See, this is the new coordinates, right? P dash. So how to calculate that new coordinate means by using a formula. X dash is equal to x plus tx, y dash is equal to y plus ty. Getting, guys? So when you find out x dash y dash, what does it shows? You are going to find out the new position of the point, right? So now I can write this as p dash is equal to p plus t. P dash is my new point, p is the old point, plus translation factors, that is tx and ty. When you add translation factors to your old point, you are going to get the new point, right? And the matrix form for this translation transformation, right? So for this translation, the matrix form is given like this: x dash y dash, these are the new points, x y, these are the old points, plus tx ty, these are the translation parameters. You can see here x dash is equal to x plus tx, y dash is equal to y plus ty. Getting, guys? So when you apply this formula, you can find out the amount of translation that took place, right? Getting? So suppose if you have any doubts, please post your doubts in the comment section. So this is the first transformation, that is translation. That means you can move your object from one position to other position. Now I'll move on to the second transformation, that is scaling. So getting, guys? So transformation means you can manipulate your object, right? So scaling is also one type of manipulation only. So what is scaling here? Scaling is resizing the object. I can resize my object. So resizing means we can increase the size of the object or we can decrease the size of the object. Getting, guys? So in the same way as translation, here also we are using a parameters. These parameters are called as scaling parameters, and they are denoted by sx and sy. There in translation we use tx and ty, but in scaling we are using the parameters sx and sy. So getting, guys? Scaling is nothing but we can resize my object. Resizing means I can increase the size of the object or I can decrease the size of the object. Here I can use two parameters, sx and sy. Right? This sx and sy denotes sx denotes scaling with respect to x-axis, sy denotes scaling with respect to y-axis. So in scaling there are three cases. We will discuss these three cases now. See here, in case 1, if sx and sy value is between 0 and 1, right? So these values of sx and sy is in between 0 and 1. What does it mean? That is, point is closer to the origin. When a point moves to closer to the origin means, don't get confused here. Just know that if the sx and sy value is between 0 and 1, then the size of the object decreases. Very simple. If sx and sy value are greater than 1, just know that the size of the object increases. That means point is going to move away from the origin. So getting, guys? So if sx and sy is between 0 and 1, size decreases. If sx and sy are greater than 1, size increases. And then the case 3, if sx and sy are equal, so here the scaling will be done uniformly. Uniformly means you can increase the object size or you can decrease the object size. You have to do it uniformly. So what does it mean? See here, this is the uniform scaling. This is the, you can see the highlighter. This is the first case. So see here, what I did here, I decreased the size of my object, right? But see, how much I decrease means equally I am decreasing in all the sides are decreased equally. Equally I am decreasing. See, so object size is decreased, but observe all the sides of the object, all the sides decreased equally. This is uniform scaling. So here you can see here, this is the second case, non-uniform scaling here. So here also I'm increasing the size of the object, see here, but assume but see here, one side is more scaled compared to the other sides. See here it is uniform scaled, but here it's not uniformly scaled. See, this edge is scaled more and this edge is also scaled more compared to these edges. So next, so here we consider point, 2 points also. Here also we consider 2 points, p of x comma y and p dash of x dash comma y dash. Here x dash is given by x into sx, y dash is given by y into sy. Here one thing you have to observe here, in translation we were adding the parameters, but in scaling we have to multiply the scaling parameters. Getting, guys? Know the difference? Right now, what is the matrix form for this scaling? Means x dash y dash is equal to sx 0 0 into sy 0 sy into x comma y. I told you, right? You have to multiply. Here, see the arrow marks here. I have to multiply here. X dash into sx. Sorry, x dash is equal to x into xx 0 into x. Obviously, x into sx will come. So y dash is equal to 0 into x sy into y. 0 into x is 0. Obviously it will come as y dash is equal to y into sy. Getting, guys? So even if we introduce zeros, the form of this x dash and y dash won't change. Getting, guys? So this is the matrix form for scaling. Right? Now I'll move on to the rotation here. Right? So here we can rotate the object with a certain angle. I can rotate my object. So with a certain angle I can rotate. Right? For example, I can rotate with a 90-degree angle. I can rotate my object with a 45-degree angle, like that. You can rotate your object using any angle. But here in rotation there are two types. Either you can rotate your object in clockwise direction, or you can rotate your object in anti-clockwise direction. You can see here, this is the object before rotation and this is the object after the rotation. 90-degree rotated it. So just you should know that you can rotate the object with a certain angle. I can rotate either in clockwise direction or I can rotate in anti-clockwise direction. So we will discuss these two cases, clockwise direction and anti-clockwise direction first. So first I will take up the anti-clockwise rotation here. So to explain this anti-clockwise rotation, I am considering this diagram here. You can see here, this is the p of x comma y. This is the object before rotation. So this is p of x dash comma y dash. This is the new value after the rotation. This is x comma y is before the rotation, value before the rotation. These are the values after the rotation. You can see here I am rotating in the anti-clockwise direction. I am rotating in the anti-clockwise direction. Here you can see here I am considering two angles here. This is pi, this is theta. Pi is before rotation, theta is after rotation. And you can see here, before rotation the value is x. Here see this is very important. See here, right, before rotation the value is x here. Now, and the values in the y direction is y before rotation, but after rotation you can observe here the value is x dash and the value is y dash, and this is the radius. Radius remains, radius won't change here. So initially the values are x and y. After the rotation, you can see here anti-clockwise rotation, the value is changed to x dash comma y dash. Getting, guys? So now I will explain how it works. So see here, I am using a formula cos theta is equal to adjacent by hypotenuse, sin theta is equal to opposite side by hypotenuse. So I will calculate the cosine angle for this phi. Phi means what? Before rotation. So cos pi is equal to, what is the formula? Adjacent by hypotenuse. So cos pi is equal to, adjacent is what? Adjacent is x. See this triangle, this is the old one, right? So adjacent is x, hypotenuse is r. So cos pi is equal to x by r. Getting, guys? So I can write this as x is equal to r into cos pi. Getting, guys? So see, this triangle you have to consider this before rotation. So what is the formula? Cos theta is equal to adjacent by hypotenuse. Here I am applying this to cos phi. Adjacent is what? See this triangle you have to see x. Hypotenuse is what? R. So cos pi is equal to x by r. I can write this as x is equal to r cos pi. In the same way, I have to calculate this sine angle, that is opposite side by hypotenuse for the same triangle. See here, opposite side is what? Y. See, before rotation I am calculating the values before rotation. Opposite is what? Y. Hypotenuse is what? R. Getting y by r. See, y by r. So I can write this as y is equal to r of sin phi, r into sin phi. So these are the values of x and y, that is before rotation. Before rotating anticlockwise, these are the values before rotation, that is x is equal to r cos phi, y is equal to r sin phi. Now I have to find out the new angle. New angle means I have to find out the after rotation. After rotation the new angle will be phi plus theta. You can see the diagram. So after rotation you have to add both this angle phi plus theta, because you have to get the new rotation value, right? That's why we have to add both these angles to get the new point, that is x dash comma y dash. And one more important thing, remember here, guys. So if you are rotating in anti-clockwise direction, the angle will be positive. Remember, this is very important. If you are rotating in anti-clockwise direction, the angle, whatever the angle of rotation you are going to consider, that angle will be positive. Suppose if you are rotating in an anti-clockwise direction, the angle of rotation will be, whatever the angle you are considering, that angle of rotation will be negative in clockwise. But here we are explaining, I am explaining anti-clockwise, right? So that's why the angle of rotation will be positive here. Just remember that, right? So here what we did here, before the rotation we have calculated the value of x and y. Now I have to calculate the value of x dash and y dash, that is the new angle. So the new angle is given by phi plus theta. So that's why. So I am adding these two angles. So see here, cos of phi plus theta is equal to x dash by r. How I have written this means same thing. So new angle I have to consider phi plus theta. X dash by r, how I have written means, see, this is the new position, right? So what is the cos theta formula? Adjacent side by hypotenuse. What is adjacent side? See this triangle x dash, the x dash. See x dash. What is the hypotenuse? R. So x dash by r. See, x dash by r. I can write this as x dash is equal to r cos of phi plus theta. Getting, guys? In the same way I have to find out for sine of phi plus theta, that is new angle. See, for formula you know that sin theta is equal to opposite by hypotenuse. So this triangle, see, after rotation you have to see, opposite is what? Y dash, hypotenuse is what? R. So sine of phi plus theta is equal to y dash opposite hypotenuse r, y dash by r. So I can write this as sine of, right, see, y dash is equal to r sine of phi plus theta. I can just multiply r here. Y dash is equal to r of sine phi plus theta. I can write like this. So now I find out the value of x dash and y dash also using the same formula cos theta sin theta. But the difference here is what? Phi is the old angle, So new angle after rotation is what? 5 plus theta. Getting, guys? Getting? So now you can observe here, this is cos of 5 plus theta is in the form cos of a plus b. So here sin of 5 plus theta is in the form sin of a plus b. You have to apply this formula. Cos of a plus b is equal to cos a cos b minus sin a sin b. Sin of a plus b is equal to sin a cos b plus cos a sin b. Just I will apply this same formula here also. You can see here x dash is equal to what? X dash value is what now? R cos of 5 plus theta, right? So I'm going to apply the same formula. See, cos a, that cos a means what? Cos 5. So r cos 5. Cos b, so cos of theta. R here, R is there, right? That's why I consider R both the side in both the sides, right? See, cos 5, that is cos a, cos b, cos theta, minus you can see minus R I have to consider both the sides, sin a, sin 5, sin b, sin theta. Just I substituted the values in this according to the formula. You can see in the same way sin of a plus b. Here a is what? 5. B is what? Theta. So cos sin a cos b, sin a cos b, sin a, see here sin 5 cos theta cos b. You can see here I interchanged this sin a cos b. First I have taken cos a sin b, next I have taken sin a cos b. See here cos a sin b first, next sin a cos b. You can take like this, no problem, right? You can take like this. Even if you interchange these two values, they won't make any difference. That's why I can write like this. To make the calculation easy, I just interchanged this. First I have taken cos a sin b. See here cos a sin b. First I have taken this. Next I have taken sin a cos b. So even if I do like this, no problem. You can do like this. For making the calculation easy, I took like this, right? So see, sin a cos b, sin 5 cos theta. Next cos a sin b, cos 5 sin theta. See, getting, guys? So just I converted my values according to this formula. Now next step. What is the next step? So you can see here, see, what is the value of r cos phi here? X. What is the value of r sin pi here? Y. I will substitute these values. R cos phi is equal to what? See guys, r cos phi is x. So I will substitute x in the place of r cos phi. So what I will get? X cos theta. See, x cos theta. See, minus y sin theta. X dash is equal to, see here, first see, what I did means I've just taken these values here also. Don't get confused. See, r cos phi cos theta minus r sin phi sin theta. Y dash is equal to r cos phi sin theta plus r sin phi cos theta. So if I substitute x r cos phi, what happens? X cos theta. See, here r sin phi is substituted by y sin theta. So x dash is equal to r cos theta minus y sin theta. See, x dash is equal to x cos theta minus y sin theta. So I just substituted this value. X is equal to r cos phi, y is equal to r sin phi. Next, for y dash, same thing. R cos phi x sin theta, r sin phi y cos theta. See, for r sin phi I substituted y, for r cos phi I substituted x. So x sin theta plus y cos theta. After substituting this value, I'll get this values for x dash and y dash. Now in matrix form I can write like this: x dash y dash is equal to x y. You can take common here, right? X and y I can take common here. So see here, cos theta minus sin theta, cos theta. Getting, guys? So See, cos theta sin theta minus sin theta cos theta, x dash y dash, this is a new point, x and x y, these are the old points. So this is the matrix form here. So getting, guys? So this is the matrix form for anti-clockwise rotation. Now in the same way we will discuss for clockwise rotation. So for clockwise rotation also same thing I am considering here, but the only difference you can see here, the direction of the rotation. So in anti-clockwise, right, like this, in clockwise like this, everything remains the same, only the direction, the rotation direction will change, clockwise rotation. See, so same thing here. Here also I'm initial points, x point and y point, this is this points, x point, x comma y, I'm same formula will be applied here also. X is equal to r cos phi, y is equal to r sin phi. You already know this same formula I'm going to use, and I'm going to find out the values. X is equal to r cos phi, y is equal to r sin phi. That remains the same here. Now new angle, remember here, there in a clockwise anti-clockwise direction, what is the new angle? That is phi plus theta. See. Now here in a clockwise rotation, the new angle will be phi minus theta, right? So phi minus theta. Clockwise I told you, right? Anti-clockwise positive, clockwise negative. The angle of rotation will be negative in clockwise. That's why I took minus sign here. Phi minus theta. Anti-clockwise, that is plus. So here clockwise, right? That's phi. So now what I will do means, so you know that cosine cosine angle I will find out. Cos of phi minus theta is equal to x dash by r. How I write this? See, you know that. Before rotation, before clockwise rotation, what is the adjacent side here? X dash. What is the hypotenuse? R here. So see, x dash by r. Same thing I am repeating. So sine of phi minus theta, y dash by r. You know that formula. Opposite side by hypotenuse. So this is for new angle, right? That's why. What is the opposite side? Y dash. What is the hypotenuse? R. Y dash by r. So I can write this as y dash is equal to r sine phi minus theta. Getting, guys? X dash is equal to r cos of phi minus theta, y dash is equal to r sin of phi minus theta. Now in the previous case I used a formula cos of a plus b, right? See, sin cos of a plus b, sin of a plus b. But here phi minus theta, right? That's why here I am using a formula cos of a minus b, sin of a minus b. So see here, cos a cos b plus sin a sin b. Sin of a minus b is equal to sin a cos b minus cos a sin b. Same values I am using, but different formula. See here, x dash is equal to r cos phi minus theta, y dash is equal to r sin phi minus theta. So these things will be converted into this form by using this formula. See here. So see, guys, cos of a minus b, that is cos of phi minus theta. What is the first value? Cos a, that is cos phi. Cos b, what is the second value? Theta. Here a is phi, theta is b, cos theta, plus sin value is what? Sin phi. Sin b is what? Sin theta. Next, in the same way, sin of a minus b, what? Sin a, see, sin phi, cos b, cos theta, minus cos a, cos phi, because you know that a phi, b theta, sin b, sin theta. So I converted this using this formula. Now what is the next step? See, for now what is the values? Here? X dash value, y dash value. We just found out the values, right? What is that? R cos phi cos theta plus r sin phi sin theta. See, r sin phi sin theta. Y dash is equal to r sin phi cos theta minus r cos phi sin theta. Now what I will do means, I will substitute the value. X is equal to r cos phi, y is equal to r sin phi. You can see here we find out that x is equal to r cos phi, y is equal to r sin phi. So we will substitute this value here. So when I substitute this value, see, r cos x cos theta y sin theta, next y cos theta minus x sin theta. Getting, guys? Getting? I just substituted these values. Now I can write y dash as minus x sin theta plus y cos theta. You can see I am interchanging this value. In the previous case also, in the anti-clockwise case also, I interchanged it. Here also I am interchanging. Why I am doing this means just to make the calculation simple. But see, even if I interchange, also the value won't change. See, minus x sin theta, it remains the same, plus y cos theta, it remains the same. The value won't change. That's why I can write like this: minus x sin theta plus y cos theta. I can write like this. Right? Now next, so this is the matrix form. X dash y dash is equal to xy plus cos theta sin theta minus sin theta cos theta. You can see here cos theta sin theta minus sin theta cos theta, cos theta sin theta minus sin theta cos theta, cos theta sin theta minus sin theta cos theta. So this is the matrix form for clockwise rotation. Getting, guys? So that's it, guys. So hope you understood the concept. If you have any doubts, please post your doubts in the comment section. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Please click the bell icon to get the notifications, and don't forget to like and share.